Welcome back for those who are joining. I actually forgot to upload my video from yesterday, so I'll have a devil upload today. I'm going to be reading chapter 26 and hopefully 27 of Genesis today. 27 is a pretty long one. I got to go to work here soon. But let's not waste any time. Let's go ahead and get started. This one is called Isaac and Abimelech. So, now there was a famine in the land, beside the previous famine in Abraham's time. And Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines in Gerar. The Lord appeared to Isaac and said, "Do not go down to Egypt. Live in the land where I tell you to live. Stay in this land for a while, and I will be with you and bless you. For you and your descendants I will give all these lands and confirm the oath I swore to your father Abraham. I will make your descendants as numerous as the stars in the sky and will give them all of these lands, and through your offspring all nations on earth will be blessed. Because Abraham obeyed me and did everything I required of him, keeping my commands, my decrees, and my instructions." So Isaac stayed in Gerar. So again, we're just kind of affirming the fact that God told Abraham that sooner or later his descendants would rule that part of the world. Again, I said yes in my yesterday's recording that it's kind of contradictory how the God of the Old Testament tells these people, yeah, I'm going to give you all these material possessions. But then the God of the New Testament, or maybe I said New Testament, the God of the Old Testament gives all these physical artifacts. Sorry, and or physical worldly items. And the God of the New Testament, Jesus, tells them to discard those kinds of things. That's not going to matter. So it's like, well, okay, which is it? So let's continue on. When the men of the place asked him about his wife, he said, "She is my sister," because he was afraid to say, "She is my wife." He thought the men of this place might kill me on account of Rebecca because she is beautiful. So that's the second time this trope has been utilized in the Bible, where before it was Abraham who said that his wife Sarah was his sister, which is technically true. And then he's saying this is his sister as well. And this is obviously not true, but this is his cousin. All right. Where was I? When Isaac had been there a long time, Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked down from the window and saw Isaac caressing his wife Rebekah. So Abimelech summoned Isaac and said, "She is really your wife. Why did you say she is my sister?" Isaac answered him, "Because I thought I might lose my life on account of her." Then Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the men might well have slept with your wife, and you would have brought guilt upon us." So this is the second time something like that has happened. Let me continue. So Abimelech gave orders to all the people: "Anyone who harms this man or his wife shall surely be put to death." So again, this same scenario played out with Abraham. As a matter of fact, I'm pretty confident at that time it was another king. Maybe it was Abimelech again, but it was another king who was just like, "Look, dude, you told me this was your sister." And then God was going to punish him. God was going to punish that king because Abraham lied. So, I don't know. I think that's just kind of funny. Uh, Isaac planted crops in the land that same year, reaped a hundredfold because the Lord had blessed him. The man became rich, and his wealth continued to grow until he became very wealthy. He had so many flocks and herds and servants that the Philistines envied him. So all the wells that his father's servants had dug in the time of his father Abraham, the Philistines stopped up, filling them with earth. Oh, that's kind of crappy, right? So they had dug the wells back when Abraham was alive. Now this guy is sending people to fill them up so they can't be used. That's kind of trashy. Says blah 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 blah. Then Abimelech said to Isaac, "Move away from us. You have become too powerful for us." So Isaac moved away from there and encamped in the valley of Gerar, where he settled. Isaac reopened the well so that had been dug in the time of his father Abraham, which the Philistines had stopped up after Abraham had died, and he gave them the same names his father had given them. Isaac's servants dug in the valley and discovered a well of fresh water there, but the herder of Gerar quarreled with those of Isaac and said, "The water is ours." So he named the well Esek because of the dispute between them, or with him. Then they dug another well, but they quarreled over that one as well. Also, so he named it Sitnah. He moved on from there and dug another well, and no one quarreled over it. He named it Rehoboth, saying, "Now the Lord has given me us room, and we will flourish in the land." From there, he went up to Beersheba. That night, the Lord appeared to him and said, "I am the God of your father Abraham. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. I will bless you, and I will increase your number of your descendants for the sake of my servant Abraham." Isaac built an altar there and called on the name of the Lord. There he pitched his tent, and there his servants dug a well. Meanwhile, Abimelech had come to him from Gerar with Ahuzath, his personal advisor, and Phicol, the commander of his forces. Isaac asked them, "Why have you come to me, since you were so hostile to me and sent me away?" They answered, "We saw clearly that the Lord was with you, so we said, there ought to be a sworn agreement between us and you. Let us make a treaty with you that you will do us no harm, just as we did not harm you, but always treated you well and sent you away peacefully. And now you are blessed by the Lord." Isaac made a feast for them, and they ate and drank. Early the next morning, the men swore an oath to each other. Then Isaac sent them on their way, and they went away peacefully. That day, Isaac's servants came to him and told him about the well they had dug. They said, "We found water." They called it Sheba, and to this day, the name of the town has been Beersheba. So, probably not to this day. But that ends chapter 26. Let me check on the time here. Not too bad on time. Let's go ahead and get into. Chapter 27 is a long one, but let's go ahead and get into it. It says, Jacob takes Esau's blessing. So if you remember, Jacob and Esau are the children of Isaac. Esau came first, Jacob came later, and there's been this trend of not the firstborn being the, I guess you could say, progenitor of the family line. So, Adam had Cain, Abel. Cain killed Abel. Then he had Seth. Seth takes on the line. Later on, down the line, they have Noah. Then Noah has three children: Ham, uh, Japheth, and something else. I can't. Shem, something like that. I could be wrong. Don't quote me. Um, and then, of course, they have more children, and on and on and on. But it's never the firstborn that carries on the important line, I guess you could say. So Jacob takes Esau's blessing. Actually, this is kind of weird. This ends chapter 26, so I was wrong. It says, when Esau was 42 years old, he married Judith, daughter of Beri the Hittite, and also Basemath, daughter of Elon the Hittite. They were the source of grief to Isaac and Rebekah. All right, so now we're going into chapter 27. When Isaac was old and his eyes were so weak that he could no longer see, he called for Esau, his older son, and said to him, "My son, here I am." He answered. Isaac said, "I am now an old man, and I don't know the day of my death. Now then, get your equipment, your quiver and bow, and go out to the open country and hunt some wild game for me. Prepare me the kind of tasty food I like, and bring it to me to eat, so that I may give you my blessing before I die." Now Rebekah was listening as Isaac spoke to his son Esau. When Esau left for the open country to hunt game and bring it back, Rebekah said to her son Jacob, "Look, I overheard your father say to your brother Esau, 'Bring me some game, prepare me some tasty food to eat, so I may give you sorry, so I may give you my blessings in the presence of the Lord before I die.'" Goodness. says, now my son, listen carefully and do what I tell you. Go out to the flock and bring me 2 choice of young goats so I can prepare some tasty food for your father just the way he likes it. Then take it to your father to eat so that he may give you his blessing before he dies. Jacob said to Rebekah, his mother, but my brother Esau is a hairy man while I have smooth skin. What if my father touches me? I would appear to be tricking him and would bring down a curse on myself rather than a blessing. His mother said to him, my son, let the curse fall on me. Just do what I say and go and get them for me. So he went and got them and brought them to his mother, and she prepared some tasty food, uh, just the way his father liked it. Then Rebekah took the best clothes of Esau and her older son, which she had in the house, and put them on the younger son Jacob. She also covered his hands and the smooth parts of his neck with goat skins. Then she handed to her son Jacob the tasty food and the bread she had made. Then he went to his father and said, my father, yes, my son, who is it? Jacob said to his father, I am Esau, your firstborn. I have done as you told me. Please sit up and eat some of my game so that you may give me your blessing. Isaac asked his son, how did you find it so quickly, my son? The Lord, your God, gave me success. Oh, gosh, now he's bringing God in on it. So what a terrible scheme. So I know that Rebekah did favor Jacob while Isaac favored Esau. But wow, just wow, 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 wow. To steal his birthright. But I do recall that it said that Esau despised his birthright. So let's continue. Um then Isaac said to Jacob, come near so I can touch you, my son, to know whether you were really my son Esau or not. Jacob went close to his father Isaac, who touched him and said, the voice is the voice of Jacob, but the hands are the hands of Esau. He did not recognize him, for his hands were hairy like those of his brother Esau. So he proceeded to bless him. Are you really my son Esau? Yeah, I am. He replied. Then he said, my son, bring me some of your game to eat, so that I may give you my blessing. Jacob brought it to him, and he ate, and he brought some wine and drank. Then his father Isaac said to him, come here, my son, and kiss me. So he went to him and he kissed him, and Isaac caught the smell of his clothes and blessed him and said, ah, the smell of my son, it's like the smell of a field that the Lord has blessed. May God give you heaven's dew and earth's riches and abundance of grain and new wine. May nations serve you and peoples bow down to you. Be Lord over your brothers, and may the sons of your mother bow down to you. May those who curse you be cursed, and may those who bless you be blessed. What a sick scheme. Mm-mm-mm. So again, this is kind of showing that even the men that God chooses, they're not perfect. They're not perfect. So let's continue on. After Isaac finished blessing him, and Jacob had scarcely left his father's presence, his brother Esau came in from hunting. He too prepared some tasty food and brought it to his father, and he said to him, my father, please sit up and eat some of my game so that you may give me your blessing. His father Isaac asked him, who are you? I am your son, Esau. No, I am your son. He answered, your firstborn, Esau. Isaac trembled violently and said, who was it then that hunted game and brought it to me? I ate it just before you came, and I blessed him, and indeed he will be blessed. When Esau heard his father's word, he burst out with a loud, bitter cry and said to his father, bless me. Me too, my father. That's sad. That's absolutely sad. He said, your father became deceitfully and took your blessing. Esau said, isn't he rightly named Jacob? This is the second time he has taken advantage of me. He took my birthright, and now he's taking my blessing. Then he asked, haven't you reserved any blessings for me? Oh, oh my gosh. Isaac answered Esau, I have made him lord over you, and have made all his relatives his servants, and I have sustained him with grain and new wine. So what can I possibly do for you, my son? Esau said to his father, do you have only one blessing, my father? Bless me too, my father. Then Esau wept aloud. His father Isaac answered him, "Your dwelling will be away from the earth's riches, away from the dew of heaven above. You will live by the sword, and you will serve your brother. But when you go restless, you will throw his yoke from off your neck." I'm not entirely sure what that means. Esau had a grudge against Jacob because of the blessing his father had given him. He said to himself, the days of mourning for my father are near, and then I will kill my brother Jacob. Wow. Wow. When Rebecca was told that her older son, when Rebecca was told what her older son Esau had said, she sent her younger son Jacob. She sent for her younger son Jacob and said to him, "Your brother Esau is planning to avenge himself by killing you. Now then, my son, do what I say. Flee at once to my brother Laban and Haran. Stay with him for a while until your brother's fury subsides. When your brother is no longer angry with you and forgets what you had done to him, I'll send word for you to come back here. What should I lose, or why should I lose both of you in one day?" Then Rebekah said to Isaac, "I am disgusted with living because of these Hittite women. If Jacob takes a wife among the women of this land, from Hittite women like these, my life will not be worth living." So I'm gonna stop. Actually, I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna finish out chapter 20. Oh no, chapter 28 is pretty long too. I'm just gonna go ahead and call it right there. So wow, 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 wow. Big chapters here. Um Esau's kind of gotten the short end of the stick on all of these altercations. This is not the first time. He even says this is the second time he's been betrayed. I wonder what kind of plan God has for his soul. I'm actually much more invested in his soul story than I am Jacob's story. So I'm very curious to read what happens next. I'm going to call it. I hope you all have a blessed day, and I'll be back tomorrow.